Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 57 of the Geek Games podcast. I am your host, Cody Tetrick, alongside my best friend, Sam Suvak. Sam, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. How about you?
It's going pretty well. Having a, life's going great. Video games are coming out. It's awesome.
Good. Yeah. You cut out. I didn't hear what you said.
I said I'm doing pretty good.
Okay. I thought you said something else there.
I should have fucked with you, but I'm doing terrible. It's the worst. Why am I here?
I will say, lately my contacts have been really dry, so, I've been blinking a lot, and it's I don't know. I need to get some re-wetting drops or something, because it's not going well. But other than that, it's good. So,
that's good.
Yeah.
Well, we're here to talk about video games. I know everyone enjoyed our little knitting section from last week, but hey. So real quick, I just want to hit on, so I went to a bowling alley last Friday, and I got to try out something cool, something I haven't done in a very long time. They had an arcade there, which going to arcades is apparently a thing lately.
Apparently.
But they had Guitar Hero Arcade Edition.
Okay.
Sam, I haven't played Guitar Hero in a very long time. We're talking PS2, PS3 kind of Guitar Hero era.
I love Guitar Hero. So
I love Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
I was playing and I was like, oh my god, why don't they still come out with these things? And
so the arcade has an actual guitar.
Yeah, it has the actual guitar. Yeah.
Cool.
I'll never for Guitar Hero for me was just we always got them. Those things were expensive, dude. The guitars were so expensive. Mm-hmm. I can see why they didn't make a lot of money. But yeah, and so I was with some friends, and we were I was playing with another person, and they were playing on the hard difficulty where you got to do the orange and the blue.
Yeah.
Not for me. I'm a first three kind of person. Red, green, and yellow, I got you. That's me all day. Yeah. You add in blue and orange, I'm useless. I don't know what I'm doing. Also, what was it? Rock Band? Could never do the drums. Could never do those. Guitar Hero, I was like, I'll do the guitar. I'm all right.
Do you know, Guitar Hero, you also could have drums. You could have drums and a microphone with guitar. Yes, because I had
a microphone.
I had two guitars. I got a microphone. I got the drum set. So nice. I could have the full band sometimes. Invite people over. So
I was terrible at the drums. I was just awful.
I was okay. Fun fact: in high school, I had a drum, an actual drum set, because I wanted to learn to play the drums. Because I really like it, but also I'm super shy, and I don't like to perform or have people hear me doing things, and so I would only want to play the drums when no one was home, and so it just it kind of fell off. It was a waste, but it was a good time. I enjoyed them while I did it. So
yeah. So it was really cool to go play Guitar Hero for 10 minutes, and I kind of want Guitar Hero to make a comeback, because I would buy a Guitar Hero guitar and play.
I've still got it on my Wii. I can bust it out anytime.
Oh, dude, I still have a Wii. I could totally go get that for the Wii.
Probably pretty cheap, man.
Probably.
So, and it was played really well on the Wii too. So, I'm
now thinking about it. I'm not ooh, where can I go?
Not anymore, but I used to be able to play really well Guitar Hero, and I could do the hard with all 5 colors. Oh. There's this song Love Spreads by the Stone Roses, and I love that song, and that was my song. I could play the shit out of that song. So I miss it. I should go play that too. That's good.
Guitar Hero. So good.
What songs did you play?
I have no idea. The guy was picking some really ones I've never heard of. When I played Guitar Hero, there were 5 songs. It was Heart Shaped Box, something by Guns N' Roses. There was only 5 songs I ever played. I only played the songs I liked. I didn't go try to master all of them. I was I just want to play the songs I really want to hear right now. Yeah. He was picking some songs from bands I've never heard of, and I was whatever. I'm just here to play. Well, because he was playing with his girlfriend at the time, and she was I think the controller's broken, and I was gonna be oh, you have to hit the little fender bar, you have to hit that to when you're hitting buttons.
Oh, did she not get that?
She didn't know that, and so I was oh, I should say something.
You should have.
And she's something. And then she just kind of handed it off to me, and I was oh, you just gotta do this, and she's oh, okay. And I was oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry, but I guess play Guitar Hero. I was having fun.
That's cool. That's cool.
Also, air hockey. Ooh, man. Like, when you're, like, really into air hockey, I was sweating. I was, like, way too into air hockey that night. Don't know what was going on.
I don't care for air hockey very much.
It's alright, yes, yeah.
When we were little, we had a little small air hockey table in the basement that we could play. Ooh. And we played it sometimes, but it was just, it's not really my thing. So,
okay.
But yeah.
Well, Sam, why don't you tell me about something that is your thing? Like New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe.
Okay, this is totally my thing, you guys. Because I've talked about this before, how much I love this game, right? So this weekend we were kind of having a little family get together because I had to go over to my parents' house to use TurboTax to do my taxes, and so my sister said she'd come, and I was like, all right, we'll just come, we'll play games, it'll be fun. So last time, what?
I'm coming over to do my taxes. Let's make a day of it. Like, I love that so much.
Well, no, but here's the thing. My parents live, like, 45 minutes outside of town, so it's a little trek to get out there. So, I mean, if you're going to go that far anyway, like, you might as well make a day out of it. We don't see them that often, so it's like, let's do this. But yeah, so last time we were together, I just bring my Switch and my dock, and we play some stuff. And we played Mario Kart last time, and then, like, a ton of Jackbox. And, they had a good time and stuff, but, like, my dad and my stepmom, they don't play video games. It's probably been, like, years since they've actually played something besides Jackbox. So, I had it set up. I was scrolling through the games. I'm like, what do you guys want to play? Because, I don't have a lot. I mean, it's pretty much going to be Mario Kart or Jackbox again. And then I saw that I had New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe on there. And I was like, you know what? Because, 4 people can play on this. Dad and Linda are not probably going to be great at it. I don't know if they would enjoy this. So I was like, okay, well, we would all play 4 on the screen together. It'd be complete chaos. And my dad was like, well, yeah, let's do that. Chaos sounds fun. I was like, go, Dad. All right. So we got it and we set it up in, I think I've mentioned this before. So someone can play as Nabbit, and the Nabbit character doesn't take any damage from enemies. Oh, okay. So really all you got to worry about is jumping and trying not to fall down holes. So I was like, okay, well, Linda can play as Nabbit. And then my dad, I was like, you can play as Toadette so that then you can get the crown and be Princess Peach. And, like, it'll be easier for you because you can, like, do your floaty jumps and stuff. So they were like, all right. And then my sister, who's usually, like, she's usually, like, the weak link when we play games, but, like, she was my big guns here, because, like, in comparison, like, she knows how to play this game. She's played this game a lot. So, yeah, we started playing, and they were gung-ho about it and having a good time, It is that chaos, it's a beautiful chaos that happens when you get 4 people playing that game together, because you're all just, like, jumping around and landing on each other, or, like, somebody jumps right when you're jumping and they boost you, like, way high up when you don't mean to go, and so, like, stuff just happens, and it's chaos. And also you can pick up the other characters and carry them, which we've done that before. And then as my sister found out, when you're playing as Yoshi, you can eat the other characters and keep them in Yoshi's mouth for a little while. But yeah, the sad thing is, if you're playing as Nabbit, you don't get to use a Yoshi, and you don't get to use the fire flowers or the ice flowers. So, yeah. But, you don't take any damage from enemies, so it's pretty good. And everyone did a really good job, They like, got their jumping down. My stepmom, Linda, she got the first part of the wall jump, so she could, like, do it once and get over to the other side, but she didn't quite get the other side, so we had to go back and go a different route to get her back up. But she was learning it. I was so impressed with her. But yeah, we had a really good time. We played through the whole first world, and there's always the part where, like, the path diverges and you can, like, go to one level or the other. So we skipped one level because it was it looked like it was going to be, like, a really jumping heavy level. I was like, let's just avoid that. We'll go this other way. Yeah. But, like, we got through the mini castle. We got through to the main boss. In the mini castle, my stepmom is Nabbit, just, like, she wrecked house. She was just like, here, I'm just going to go over and jump on this guy because I'm not taking damage. I was like, dude, we were done so fast. But yeah, we had a good time. And, so after we beat that world, was time for a bathroom break. And I was like, all right, do you guys want to like, what do you guys want to do? Because I'm like, they're probably tired of this now. They probably want to like switch and play something else. But they were like, no, it's cool. I mean, we can keep playing if you want. And I was like, well, my hand's kind of starting to hurt because those freaking tiny controllers.
Yeah.
And like, also I've been having trouble with my joints. So I was like, well, you know, maybe we should. So then we switched and played some more Jackbox because we always have fun with Jackbox. So yeah, I was pretty happy with my new Super Mario Brothers because I love when you can get 4 people and you get everyone on screen playing together, and we had a good time. So yeah,
it's good. Yeah, sounds like a good time.
Yeah,
I need to do that with my Switch soon. So yeah, need to find a little party game to play. All right, so that was New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. Sam.
Oh wait, Cody. Do you know what time it is? Did you check the time?
No, what is the time?
It's Morphin time!
Oh, nice. All right, I see I was just fast asked. Do you want me to start with something I'm disappointed in or something I'm really loving? All right. That works too. I like that. That was good.
I thought of that right before the podcast. I'm glad I remembered it. Okay.
Nice. All right, yeah. So, I was pleasantly shocked to find that there's a Power Rangers game coming out. And it came out, and it was Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. And it's a fighting game. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm not the best at fighting games, but it's Power Rangers. And, like, legitimately, I have a shelf back here of Power Ranger Funko Pops. I fucking love the Power Rangers. It's like my jam.
Yeah.
And so this is by the people who made the mobile game Legacy Wars. And I played that a lot. You've heard me talk about it. And I was like, cool. Like, it's coming out on a console pretty much, and they're just changing the name. That's awesome. I'm so excited. Whoo boy. This was not good. This was.
That's too bad.
So I was like, so it's okay. So I should say, it's $20.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm paying for what I get.
Oh shit!
I mean, I pre-ordered because they were like, "Oh, we're gonna give you a theme, a Power Rangers theme." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I want that." It's the Green Ranger fighting the Red Ranger. I was like, "Fuck
dynamic?
yeah, I'm into that." Yeah, kind of. They're kind of it's not like super dynamic. They're kind of moving towards each other.
Okay.
They're kind of stationary.
Does it have special
it's still
music?
Cool. No.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about some positives before I get into the negatives. Animation wise, this game's really good looking. Okay. I feel like for a $20 game, it is pretty stunning how good the stuff looks. The characters look really nice. That's about it. All right. The fighting. I'm bad at fighting games, so I don't know how good the fighting is. Yeah. Because I'm used to button mashing. Mm-hmm. If you're a button masher, it works great for you. I feel because I get really high combos. I tried to do online. You have to do 3 practice matches against computers first before they let you play against other players. And I was like, that's kind of stupid. Because there's a training mode and there's an arcade mode, which is their story mode. Okay. Story mode is in very fucking loose quotations there. You'll find out in a second. All right, so yeah, those are the positives. Okay. Animations are really cool. The fighting's okay. Okay. Let's get into the negatives. Okay. So this is one of those fighting games, similar to Marvel vs. Capcom, where you pick, except for the most recent Marvel vs. Capcom, where you pick 3 characters. You have a team of characters.
Okay.
Sam, would you like to take a guess? How many characters are on the roster?
4.
A little bit more than that.
Oh, 6.
A little bit more? Let's go.
I don't think this is going the way you intended. I'm so sorry. 9.
9 fucking characters.
Well, okay, but how many Power Rangers are there?
Actual Power Rangers?
Yes.
3.
That's not what I meant, but that's even more disappointing. Okay.
There are 3 Power Rangers, 3 villains. Oh no, right, 4 Power Rangers, 3 villains. I'm so pissed off about this one. There's a character named Mastodon Sentry who's from the comic book Battle for the Grid.
Okay.
He's a soldier that has the Black Ranger's abilities. Okay. He is in no way a Power Rangers character. And then there's a guy named Magnum Defender, who's not a Power Ranger. He was like a side character in one of the seasons. So he's technically kind of a Power Ranger.
Okay, not in this game, but just in the universe. Like, how many Power Rangers are there? So that, like, if they all had all the Rangers, like, how many characters would there be?
A fucking shit ton. And you picked 9 characters. And one of them is not even a Power Ranger. Or a Power Ranger villain. It's a Mastodon Sentry. It's just a fucking, like, grunt.
Is it cute? Is it a person or is it an animal?
It's like a person.
Okay.
Like, and he's got like a giant rifle. And
maybe he's a fan favorite that people liked.
No.
Is it possible that later in the game more characters unlock?
No, because would you like to know how they're going to make you unlock characters?
Money.
You buy a $15 battle pass, which gives you a skin for the Red Ranger, and then the 3 characters that they're going to slowly release.
Are the 3 new characters Power Rangers?
They haven't announced who they are. So, hey, you released a fighting game where you have to make teams of 3 with 9 characters. If we eliminate characters who are from the comic books, because, you know, there are a subsection of Power Rangers fans who probably never read the comic books.
Sure.
You take out those 3 characters, you're down to 6 characters. You have a mobile game, Legacy Wars, that they are basing this game off of, that has 50 plus fucking characters, and you picked 9 for the starting roster.
This sounds like it should have been a free game.
Am livid. Like, I'm like, how do you think that's okay? Like, I don't understand. Like, and like, I'm not even mad as like a video game person. I'm mad as a Power Rangers fan, because this is fucking a slap to the face. And then we want to like go into it, like, so like, in the comics, they introduced Lord Draken, who is an alternate universe version of Tommy Oliver.
Okay.
He's a character. Cool. Guess what? So is the fucking Green Ranger. So you got 2 Tommy Olivers. And then, like, I don't know, the like non like traditional Mighty Morphin Power Ranger characters they picked are so fucking random.
Yeah.
Like, there's a Yellow Ranger from one season, like recent. There's a random Ranger I've never even heard of from a season I watched before. And then, like, I don't understand, like, how, like, who was sitting down to select these characters to go into the game. And I really want to know who the 3 new characters they're going to be releasing over time are going to be. I'm disappointed because, like, Legacy Wars is a good game. Like, it's a mobile game, so it's a little, like, hey, give us your money.
Yeah.
But, like, how did you think releasing this on consoles was going to be okay? And then, like, I was doing some research because, like, I didn't fucking get to do online, and the online is very bad. The servers are not very good, apparently. There's a lot of disconnecting. And, like, it's ranked. Like, it's a ranked online play thing. So, disconnects are not good.
It'd be interesting to see how many people are on the leaderboard, to see how many people are playing, actually.
I'm really disappointed because, like, this, like, we haven't ever had, like, a really good Power Rangers game.
No.
And, like, I was like, I feel like this could have been it. Like, you should have just gone the extra mile and, like, I don't know, maybe pick fucking characters that make sense. Like,
Cody, as we may discuss later in this episode, sometimes there's things going on behind the scenes in game development that you don't know. You don't understand the full story, and perhaps there's reasons why things turned out the way they did. Unfortunate reasons.
Reasons, yeah.
But in any case, I feel really bad for you because I know how much you love the Power Rangers.
Like, I don't know, like, it's $20. I was like, I can pay $20. I just expected at least something worth it. Yeah, I don't know what I expected, really. Like,
yeah.
And then, like, I loaded in, I was like, all right, let's do some training. You know, I want to kind of get the feel of it. Yeah. And, like, I'm not the best at fighting games, but I feel like, I can get some pretty, like, decent combos going. Mm-hmm. I don't know if, like, there's just, like, a safeguard in this game where, like, you can't get a hit, like, a combo higher than a certain number, because, like, I couldn't get anything really going. Like, I was trying to do, like, in fighting games there's a thing called, like, I forget the technical term, I call it floating. It's just, like, where the character, like, keeps staying in the air because you keep knocking them back up, and, like, you keep a combo going that way.
It's like you're juggling.
I was juggling. That's the fucking word. I was trying to do that, and I couldn't get anything going. Like the highest combo I hit was earlier. I loaded up the arcade thing because that's their story mode, which we'll talk about that in a fucking second. Oh my god. And the only way I hit a combo was they do give you like you can pick between like 2 Megazords or a giant version of Goldar, one of the like villains from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and like if a circle lights up, you can hit like the 2 bumpers, and either the Megazords or Goldar will start attacking across the screen, and like you could do some really good damage with it. The only way I got a combo past 10 was I like started to juggle them, got a little bit of a juggle going, and then the Dragon Zord's like tail came in, and it got me a combo up to 16. I was like, all right, whatever, I'll take it. Yeah. Their arcade mode is their attempt at a fucking story mode, I guess. I don't even know. I guess they try to make it like whatever character you pick first is like your character that's going on. So like I picked Lynn was my first character, and then I picked some characters around it, and then like I played through, and then like there's 7 stages. At stage 5, it starts becoming boss fights, and the boss fights are like one character with like multiple like levels of bars, like so it's like, oh, this character has technically 5 health bars, and that was interesting design choice, I guess. And like it's not even like the first one that it happens. I guess like stage 5 for me was I was fighting myself. I was fighting Lord Draken. I was like, okay, whatever.
Do you pick who you get to play as in the arcade story mode?
Yeah, you can you build your team how you want. And then stage 6 was Goldar, and like there was a little bit of banter, and I was like, okay, I guess this is a story mode all of a sudden. Whatever. It's only been 6 stages where nothing else has been said.
Oh wow! So it's just 6 stages of like fighting, and then you get to Goldar and he talks a little bit.
That you like talk shit to each other, and I was like, okay, whatever. You tried it, I guess. But yeah, because I was reading and I was like, oh, it's like this sucks at like, and like there's no like time frame on the 3 new characters they're adding. Like, is it gonna be like all at once? Is it gonna be like sprinkled, like how a season pass kind of thing usually is? And I was just like, I don't like. How did y'all think this was okay? Oh god! And so I'm interested to see like, cause like, the Power Rangers like trademark just got passed on to Hasbro, and I want to see how they're gonna react to the backlash about this. Cause like, Power Rangers Legacy Wars, the mobile game, is a good game. Like people like it. Like so like, who knows? Maybe this was like their first attempt at making a console game, and they were giving it the old college try.
Yeah.
I mean, they made a good-looking game. The fighting feels okay at times. I should say the music. I guess they couldn't get the licensing for the official Power Rangers music, so they have like. It starts and it's like you can kind of hear the Power Rangers theme song playing like from the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers song, and then it just turns into like some kind of rock and roll music, and I was like, this isn't even fucking it.
How do they have licensing to make the game but don't have licensing for the song?
I don't know.
So
and
weird.
And then like I've watched a good number of Power Rangers seasons, like some of the more recent ones I haven't watched, and like there are just songs playing and I'm like, this is nothing. Like you just found some like you just went on Google and were like, free music, let's do this. Like we've all been there. I was just and like Byron and I both really like Power Rangers, so I like messaged him and said, hey man, you probably saw this. I'm letting you now. Save your $20. Yeah. It's not worth it. Like the fact that I would have to pay an extra $15 to possibly get 3 new characters, I'm a little pissed off about. I'm gonna keep playing it to see like, because like I just
well, you at least should get on the online and see how that goes.
Yeah, I want to see how the online plays. Like I want to know if like everything I'm reading about how like terrible the servers are is true, and like. There is some novelty that I get to play as the Power Rangers and, like, fight.
Some of them.
Some of them, yeah. Fucking, like, oh, God. The second I was, like, scrolling and I was like, oh, look at all these characters.
Nope, that's it.
That's not even a real character. That is a grunt. Okay, whatever. So yeah, that's Cody's review of Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. God fucking damn it. Sam, why don't you tell me about Operencia, the Stolen Sun? I hope you enjoyed it a lot more than I enjoyed Power Rangers.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with this game. So, Operencia, the Stolen Sun, I talked about it last week because it was one of the ones coming to Game Pass, and so it came just this last Friday. And I was excited to play it. I didn't actually know what it was. Mm-hmm. Really. I knew that there was turn-based combat, and it was like a fantasy setting because like some of the scenery artwork like reminded me of Kingdoms of Amalur, and also the music in this game kind of reminds me of it a lot too, so I like that a lot. But this is a dungeon crawler RPG, kind of in the D&D style, Dungeons and Dragons style. So okay. Like you have, like your strength, agility, intelligence, wisdom, and vigor. And so you have different stat points for those that influence things. And then like you have like a whole column full of other things like critical chance and evade chance and different stuff that you can level up as you level. It's a lot of stuff. I don't always read stuff. I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. It'll be great. The one thing I wanted to say. So the cool thing, it has kind of 3 different settings at the beginning where you set kind of difficulty. So the first one is just standard difficulty, The second one is, do you want to have autosaves that happen, or do you want to only have your manual saves? And then the third one is the option to turn on permadeath, if you were so inclined. Obviously, I'm playing on easy, all the freaking autosaves, and no permadeath. No. Yeah. So, but you make your character. There's a little bit of character creation as far as like visuals, but not very much. But I'm actually okay with that because like I don't want to spend a whole lot of time making a character because I'm pretty lazy. But so you make your character, you select your class. I'm playing as like the mage class because I like throwing spells and stuff. And so you go, I'm sorry. So this game starts out, actually, you're playing as, like, the king of the realm, and you have to, like, immediately fight a 3-headed dragon, and you slay the dragon, you, like, make your kingdom safe, it's all great, okay, and then it's, like, a cut to many years later, and some bad stuff's happened. I think the king is dead, and then that's when you make your character, and you start on your personal journey. So you start out, you go into this, you have this vision and you follow it to this castle that's under the lake. So like the water's part and you go down into this castle that's like sunken, which seems cool, but really once you get in there, it's just like a typical dungeon and it's not very interesting to look at and it's very maze-like and it's kind of like, I was really disappointed that that's how it started because the places that you go later are really cool looking and really interesting and like so much more unique than just like a boring old dungeon. So I was kind of disappointed that it started that way. But yeah, so you get in and you have your turn-based combat battles, which I really like the combat in this game. You've got your hit points, and then you've got energy points that you can use to do your spells or your special attacks, and some of your skills will inflict different types of damage, and so you can put status effects on enemies. You can get them put on you as well, which I happened a lot. Like, I'll get status effects put on me, but I don't know what the little graphic means, so I'm like, I don't know what that status effect is, but I'm sure it's not good, so I just, like, have to wait each turn as I take damage, and it's a lot of just kind of, like, balancing out, like, if you want to use your powerful stuff, it's going to deplete your energy. And then, like, you can use your basic attacks, but they don't do a whole lot of damage. And then there's also a skill where you can kind of just, like, guard, put your defense up, and it also charges a little bit of your energy. And so, like my hit points were always, like, pretty much okay. But I was always trying to, like, get my energy up. So I would, like, sometimes just, like, take some hits in some rounds just to, like, use my ability to, like, gain more energy. And when you're outside of battle, after battle, when you go around, you'll find little campfires. And so if you were playing with just your manual saves, like you would have to find a campfire to save. But you have to pick up firewood in order to do a rest. Like in Dungeons & Dragons, you have a rest, and that's where, like, you know, you'll get fully refreshed on everything. Like later you'll get like some potions and stuff you can use. The only way to get those refreshed is to take a rest. And something about me, Cody, let me tell you this. So I am a warrior and like a saver, like hardcore. Like I'm like, oh. So like pretty much most of the time, like I would have 8 to 10 pieces of firewood. And like, so I'd be in a pretty good state. I'm like, yeah, I could go rest and like refill everybody. But then I'm like, you know what? No, I don't want to spin the firewood just yet, even though I have so much of it. I'm like, probably it'll be okay if I go do this. And then Cody, it was never okay. Never once was it okay. I always should have rested with that firewood and got full up, because like pretty much every time I thought it was going to be okay, it was like a boss fight, like right there. I was like, oh, I thought I was just about to like leave the world or level up or something. No, it was another boss fight. So I was like, well, so I would advise to, you know, spend your wood. That's what it's for. Get yourself fully refreshed. All right. You unlock other characters that come join your party, right? I was a little disappointed because like the first 3 characters I meet that come join my party are all men, and I'm like, well, where are the other like badass ladies? But then after those, you meet a couple real badass ladies. So I've got 2 women that have joined the party so far, and they're both like really powerful, and I like them a lot. Also, I found this other guy who, I don't know why, but he talks like Yoda, and he's kind of like seems to have like shaman powers, because like his stuff is like he'll transform into the spirit of the raven or the spirit of the wolf, and I'm not at all interested in it, because like it's not stuff that does damage. It's more like buffs him.
It's more of a druid.
I'm sorry, a druid. Yes, that makes sense. But yeah, so but I've been having fun with that. Like as you go, you're getting bits of the story. Oh, the whole thing, it's called The Stolen Sun because someone has stolen the sun and the land is in darkness right now. And so you're trying to, you know, get this figured out and get the sun back up. That's like your ultimate goal here. As you're going, like different characters will talk and tell you little bits of the story, little bits of their backstory. Sometimes when you go to the campfire, when you first get there, someone will like kind of take over and tell you a little bit of stuff, which is nice, but then also it distracts you. And then sometimes I would leave the campfire and forgot that I hadn't rested, and then I go into battle. It was bad. But yeah, so those are things that I like. So things that I don't like. So you've got like a grid-based movement system. So like it's squares, and so you kind of have to do that like tank movement, like move up, turn, move, and I mean you can move your camera all around to kind of point yourself in different directions, but like you definitely can't walk on a diagonal. And I had a lot of trouble with that. Sometimes I would walk into traps that I wasn't supposed to, just because I couldn't like handle the movement very well. Yeah. I'm getting more used to it. It's fine. As I guess you would probably expect from a dungeon crawler, there's a lot of puzzles. You know how I feel about puzzles, Cody. Yeah. And let me tell you, the really fun thing about playing an indie game on the day it comes out. There's no freaking walkthroughs anywhere. There are no hints. There's nothing telling you how to do this stuff. I'm like back in the dark ages playing this game where I have to figure everything out for myself. Like, it's been 20 years since I've had to do that, pretty much. I'm like, oh my God. And let me tell you, so that's frustrating for me, and I probably would have stopped playing this game. Like, I would be like, because I've spent so much time just backtracking through areas, looking for something that's going to give me a clue as to like what I'm supposed to do, or even like if I know like, oh, I'm supposed to find these items, but like I can't find the items, and I just walk around for a really long time investigating everything. So that's frustrating, and I would have quit. But while I was playing this game, I was having an issue where my joints had been hurting really bad. And so, like, I couldn't really hold the controller and play a normal game because of what was going on. So, like, this game I could play where I just kind of set my hands on top of the controller and, like, move the joysticks and then push the buttons. And it's, like, nothing, it's not time sensitive, nothing's urgent. So it's, like, you just kind of take your time and go as you need to. And, like, I didn't have to use my thumbs, really. And so it was, like, really the only game that I could play at the time. So I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to keep playing it. But, you know, I eventually got through some stuff. There was some really useless hard puzzles. Like, there's this one where there's these 3 circles on the ground, right? And you can turn the 3 separately, and they've got animal shapes, and you know you're supposed to get them aligned so that they make the correct animal, right? And you had to put these 4 tiles around it that also have animals in them. I, thinking like a normal person, would be like, okay, I've got to get these circles aligned so that all of the animals are correctly aligned, right? You would think that's what you need to do. I spent a long time on this, and then finally was like, wait, let me go stand in front of one of these. So, because, like, you would get, like, the fish lined up, but then, like, nothing else would be lined up, or you'd get the birds lined up, and then nothing else would line up. So what turns out what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go stand in front of one of these tiles that has an animal shape, and you get the animal lined up just on that one, and then the tile will glow, like, oh, you got it, you got that animal, okay, and then you go to the next tile and get the animal lined up right there. And, like, there's no way to get all of the animals lined up at the same time. Yeah, so it was just like, how is this, like, why would you think that's what you should do there? Like, I don't understand. It's fine. And then there's also stuff where, like, I feel like it didn't happen earlier in the game, but now that I'm getting later in the game, like, other characters in my party will say things that kind of give you a little hint of what you're supposed to do, which is handy. Although sometimes, like, I've missed it. I'd be like, oh, wait, I think they just said something important, but I didn't catch it. And I'm like, But I've reached a point now where there's somebody on YouTube who has been playing this game and has posted their video of playthroughs. So I can go check in, and I've gotten some stuff that's really helped me on that. So I've been making progress. I don't know why, but it's addictive. I'm really liking it. Like, I've played 14 hours of it so far. Damn. And to be honest, like, 30 to 40% of that time was spent just wandering around looking for something. So, like, for me to spend that much time in a game, it's ridiculous, especially the way this game is. But yeah, it's fun. Once you get to these other levels, the scenery and stuff is really cool. Like, I have to climb the world tree, and so instead of, like, climbing the tree, it's kind of like my feet are just, like, walking up the side of the tree. So, like, the game is actually, the tree is horizontal and I'm walking like normal. But it's a pretty neat mechanic to be, like, maneuvering through these limbs and doing stuff. And then I just reached this place called the Copper Forest. And so, like, all of the trees and the land and stuff, it's got this burnished copper feel to it. And it looks really cool. And I've also just learned that there's also going to be a silver forest and a gold forest later on. So I'm sure those are going to look amazing too. But yeah, it's been pretty cool. Okay. So one of the other types of puzzles, so you can get potions. Well, actually, you get recipes to make potions, okay? And once you're at your campfire, you can make the potion. But it's a little logic puzzle, and you have to get, like, 2 or 3 ingredients, but each ingredient has, like, 3 separate qualifications for what it is, and so you just have to, like, read through the logic puzzle and, like, figure it out to, like, make the recipe, which is pretty cool because, like, I like logic puzzles, oddly. Like, those are ones that I pretty much enjoy. So that's fun. But I did get really stumped on one of them. Like, I was stumped on it for 2 days. I went to Twitter and Discord and, like, posted a picture of it to try to get some help because I couldn't figure it out. And my friend Jessica from Bitch Team Alpha figured it out. Well, first Megs tried to help me out. She gave me some suggestions, but that didn't work. But Jess figured out that this thing I was reading, like, this is what you use. It was actually, like, saying, no, you probably shouldn't use that one. And so once we switched that one out, it worked. And I was like, thank goodness, because, like, I'd been messing with that thing for too long. And the weird thing about the potions is, like, you have to use the campfire to rest to refill them. So, like, you can't just go, like, build them again. So, but it's fine. It's fine. Oh yeah, so one of the skills I unlocked has a small percentage chance to do an insta kill, and let me tell you, Cody, that thing is fantastic. And even though I think the first one I got was for my main character, and it was just a 29% chance, but like the first time I tried it, it worked and it killed him, and it was like right at the beginning of the fight with this like mini boss fight, and it just like made me feel so good. And I was like, I bet the developers, even though there's only a 29% chance, I bet the first time you use one of those, they have it set up so that it works, just to like give you that feel like, yeah, I got it. But yeah, that thing's great. So I've got most of my characters, at least a few of them, leveled up where they've got a skill that has the chance to insta kill. So I've been having a good time with it. It's great. Yeah. Oh, and just I don't want to like give spoilers for the story, but there is a queer relationship in the story too. So I appreciated that. And so I think that's all I have to say about it. It's fun. I don't know. I have no idea.
A really interesting game.
It's really cool. I don't know how long this game is, Cody. That's the other thing. Like, I want to like Google it and say, how long does it take to finish this game? But like, nobody's played it, so I'm like, I don't know. But like, I feel like I'm over halfway because of like how many skills I have unlocked and stuff. But like, I feel like I at least have to finish these 3 forests, and then I'll be like to the really top of the world tree, and then like I don't know, maybe spoiler alert, like a dragon has come back, and so I feel like my final thing is I'm gonna have to face the dragon, and so I feel like I'm getting nearer to that. I've seen the dragon, so I feel like it's getting close. There's a chance I could finish this game, which is crazy. I might not though, I might be done, but I'm having a good time, and hey, check it out. It's on Game Pass. You can get it for free right now on Game Pass. So, and it's called Operencia: The Stolen Sun. Operencia is the name of the land that you live in. So.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
All right. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah. Except for those fucking puzzles.
Except for those puzzles. Speaking of enjoying ourselves, Sam, I'm back to talk about the Division 2. Okay. Because, god damn, I'm loving the Division 2.
That's great.
It's fucking fun. It's really fucking fun. So last we spoke, I was level 3, so I hadn't done a lot. I've done a couple intro missions, and I'm level 18 now.
Woohoo!
They give you a
You're
lot of
fucking
XP.
legal now, man.
Oh, yeah. That sounded really fucking bad. Holy shit. Alright. So after we talked, I kind of played a little bit, and I was kind of getting to a point where I was like, all right, if these missions are always like this, because I fought a couple bosses that like felt kind of similar, and I was like, if these kind of like keep being like this game's gonna get really repetitive real quickly. Legitimately was thinking that, and then the fucking mission went crazy. So I went to the first one it's the Natural History Museum in Washington, D.C. Fucking incredible mission, first of all. If you get to that mission, that's the fucking mission that sold me on this game.
I feel like you were sold last week before you got to that mission.
I mean, I was. Yeah, I was really enjoying myself. But I'm very sold on this game right now. I've kind of found a play style I'm enjoying. Like, I like to hang back, and I have a sniper rifle, and I have I call it a marksman rifle. It's just a fucking rifle that's it's single shot and like
a scout rifle.
A scout rifle, yeah. It's pretty much what I'm like. That's what I'm liking. It just the sniping feels really good because usually a headshot is a one-shot kill. Yeah. That's at least a little bit, unless they're wearing armor. And then to combat the armor situation, I just recently picked up a skill called the Chem Launcher, and I can shoot an oxidizer, which is like a little poison gas, and so I can shoot it, and it'll leave a little poison gas for a little bit, and if the enemy has armor, it just fucking shreds the armor, and if it doesn't, they just die to the fucking poison gas.
Oh, that's awesome.
The AI is smart enough to kind of move away from it pretty quickly, but even just 1 or 2 ticks, that armor's draining.
That's kind of terrifying that there's something that just eats through armor.
It's, I mean, and yeah, so I got that, and like just having a blast playing this, like,
Yeah.
because like I think, all right, I'm laying it fucking out there. The Division 2 is goddamn the best looter shooter out on the market right now. I love Destiny 2, but damn, is Division 2 fucking good. Like, they get loot so right. Loot drops all the fucking time. And there is not, like, a single, like, there's not a day I'm playing where I don't get an upgrade. Like, you get an upgrade at least every, like, 20 minutes.
Have you gotten to in game yet?
I'm not in Endgame. I am in the middle.
I feel like that's
even some of the stuff I've
too.
watched from Endgame, it's still that way.
Yeah.
And like, because once you hit 30, it goes from like level to gear score, which is like item level or light level in Destiny. But like, and then like, just the guns feel good, and like the story, the missions feel good, and like, so like, what I thought was going on in Division 2 when I first started was like, oh, it's just this one gang called the Hyenas. I think I called them the Jackals last week. They're called the Hyenas. No, there's like multiple gangs running around. Like there's and they all have a distinct like kind of play style, kind of.
Yeah.
So there's the Hyenas who are like, they have a dude who like does, I think it's called like spice. This dude will fucking like just do a handful of spice, which is like a drug, and like he gets like fucking ragey and charges you with a baton, and so you gotta like deal with him. And then like they have like shotgunners who are just kind of charging you, and then they have the True Sons, I think is what they're called. Okay. I feel like I'm just butchering these fucking names.
Probably.
It's either True Sons or the Last Sons, something like that. Who fucking cares?
Some kind of sons.
They're kind of more military-esque, where like they will flank you, and like they play very tactically. And then I haven't run into a lot of them, but they're called the Outcasts. And they seem kind of like a mix where, like, sometimes they'll do some crazy shit, and then sometimes they won't. And yeah, so, like, these are, like, the three you're kind of playing against right now where I'm at. I'm kind of, like, in the mid-game. Like, I'm only 12 levels away from hitting max. And, like, I've been mainly playing solo, and I'm really, like, this game is, you can play it solo. Like, it's fun. But I started teaming up with Andy, and then Andy's friend Steve. We did a couple missions together, and like, cool thing they do is if you are a higher level and you join someone who is lower, everything scales up. Like they get scaled up, and so like, and I feel like this game is designed. It's designed for group play. Like things feel better. I will say, 2 people, the scaling is a little crazy. Because Andy and I were getting our fucking teeth kicked in a couple times, and then like the next night we played with him with his buddy Steve, and things felt a little bit nicer. we were fucking taking care of business.
So you're saying sometimes you just need a third to make things right?
Yeah, sometimes you do. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But yeah, like I don't know, like, and like where I'm coming from with like this is the best looter shooter is like how in depth like everything is. Like you get a piece of gear and like I'm in the mid game right now, so like I'm just really looking for more armor or more damage. Like I'm not really looking at stuff, but I can tell when I hit end game I'm gonna be looking at every piece because like some guns come with like health on kill, health on hit.
Yeah,
that's really fucking useful if you're like taking a lot of damage. There are so many skills. Like Andy is rocking like 2 health things where like he has a chem launcher that can shoot little like a health cloud around you that repairs your armor, or he can throw a little drone and like the drone will come up and heal you, and like he's kind of playing a support class right now, and that's really fucking cool to me. That's like World of Warcraft level stuff, like how in depth you can go, and like there are mods for all this thing. Like I found a mod which I haven't been able to use yet, but it's like like you get an extra round in the chem launcher, and like for the acid they kind of like
the armor eating stuff,
the armor eating stuff, like you only get 1 round, but like the armor like healing one, Andy has 3 rounds of it, and so like getting an extra round for me would be really nice. And like small thing because I'm an idiot, so I was telling you about the Seeker Mine. Well, like I got the one where it splits off, and so I was like, oh, this is great, this is really useful. So I started dropping it, and like I guess the game was freaking out, and it thought I had an enemy next to me. It would explode. Well, fun fact: if it explodes next to you, you take the damage.
Yeah.
And I was like getting really pissed off, so I traded off of that. I was like, I don't fucking want this. Like, I'll use a different ability. Andy's like, oh, you didn't know you could throw that? I'm like, no, you can throw it? He's like, yeah, watch. And he just fucking chunks it. And I was like, fuck.
That sounds like something I would do.
Yeah. I was like, damn it. Like, how did I not realize that? So now I'm using both the chem launcher and the fucking seeker mine. I know I can throw it.
Good job.
But yeah, like, the game just feels so good. And like, I don't know, like, I guess because how I play in Destiny, where like I'm always kind of using cover.
Yeah.
I'm just used to using cover all the time. I do still have a couple complaints with like the movement at times. Because like if you get flanked by like a dude with a fucking minigun and they start laying into you, you gotta fucking start ducking and diving. And there are times where you're trying to duck and dive and your character's like, let me do a barrel roll. Oh wait, no, let's get to this wall real quick. And I'm like, no, stop, shit, I don't want to die.
Yeah.
I've definitely died a lot more. I think last time I was like, oh, I only died once. I've died a lot. But like every time I die, I'm like, all right, well now I know, hey, these guys are going to try to flank me here. I need to be prepared for that. I need to save the chem launcher because this guy likes to move around a lot. Like, let me make sure he's like stationary for a long time before I use it. And like I fucking love this game, Sam. Holy
That's
shit.
Awesome.
I'm glad there's like a video game. I'm actually like sitting there like, all right, like I want to go home and I want to do that mission because like, and like there's all this side stuff to do. Like there are oh god.
Whoa, what just happened? He got so excited he knocked over his camera.
I punched the screen. Sorry. Like man. Oh, Audacity's freaking out for some reason. Just want to make sure everything's okay.
Because you punched it.
I punched it fairly. So there are like side missions called reports, and like what you do for the reports is you either go donate like equipment, you can donate supplies, and like you're picking up supplies naturally like while you're playing because like there's all this stuff you can loot all the time. And then like there's pieces of gear like you don't need these pieces of gear because like you're obviously just getting new upgrades every now and then, so you can donate that. And then to like complete them, like you just go do activities in the world. Super easy. Like
when you finish a report, do you get graded on a report card?
You do not. That joke was lame.
Fuck you. Come on.
But you do get you get blueprints. And like I got a blueprint last night for there's a sniper rifle I really love called the Model 700, or 7000, something like that. It's like I like the way the sight looks. I like how it shoots. Like it is very fucking strong. Like I can I can destroy some armor on an elite. And like I like it's a side like it's cool that there's these side things you get to do and like they give a shit ton of experience. Like there is no absentee of experience in this game. Like you level up super quickly no matter what you're doing. And I don't know, like it's just nice there's always something to do and like going and getting these blueprints so I can make my own weapons, I can make my own like attachments. It's just really nice and handy. And like you're upgrading like different bases. Like the first base you get to is called like the theater, and like I just got to one called the campus, and I think apparently a little bit spoilery, not really, the campus you can eventually unlock a barber, and like I'm interested to know if I can give myself a different beard because I kind of don't like my beard. I like tattooed Luke Perry. I like how he's looking, but sometimes I want a different beard. Yeah, I'm just really loving the Division. It's a lot of fucking fun. Like playing with Andy and Steve was really cool. Because like, and I don't know like how, because I was helping them out really. Like I was helping them play through missions I'd already done. Just kind of trying to help them get levels, and like I was still getting a good amount of XP from everything. So I was like, cool. But like, we entered this one area and like never seen a yellow bar like an elite in that area before. We walked through, there's a fucking random elite, and I was like, oh shit, we gotta take care of that guy quick because like the boss is about to show up. Oh shit. And like it was just a really cool change of pace. Like I was like, okay, that's nice that they and then we finished the mission, and I don't know when the fuck, like if this happens often, but like a sandstorm kind of hit. Like all of Washington DC was just covered in like dust. like an airplane had just crashed or something, and it like we couldn't see shit, and then we had to go to a mission, and it kept the sandstorm, and like I had done the mission earlier in the daylight, and then like I had done a mission and it was raining and like I couldn't see anything, and then me and Andy went and played it and it was bright as day, and I was like, this is so cool. Like it's a small touch, but like holy shit is it awesome.
That's cool.
Like I'm really loving the Division 2. I like can't recommend it enough if you were into these kind of tactical shooters or like you liked Division 1. Like I can't believe like because like 2 weeks ago I was like, do I really want to play the Division? Like Anthem just kind of let me down. I'm like, yeah. But no, like I'm sold. Like I love the Division. I'm excited, and like they're just about to drop their first like kind of big DLC thing. It's out by the time you're listening to this, but it introduces their first big raid, and like I'm excited to possibly get in there and try that eventually. This seems really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Division 2.
Nice.
It's fucking amazing.
I'm glad you're loving it. That's really cool.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of looter shooters.
Speaking of.
We got some news.
Yep.
So, they announced a lot of Borderlands news. There was a Borderlands board game announced, or like they're gonna start having
a
Borderlands
board game kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was weird.
And then they announced the remaster of the first Borderlands game, which is, I don't think it's ever been remastered, so that's out there now. And then finally, they officially announced Borderlands 3. It's been like fucking years in the making, but it happened. Like, goddamn. So Sam, like, what were your initial reactions to the announcement?
Let me tell you. So I was off work that day. I was just at home. I was like, okay, I'll watch this. I'm sure it's going to be exciting and cool. It was, this whole presentation was not what you would call exciting or cool, in my opinion. It was very boring. Most of it was Randy Pitchford up there talking and then like apparently doing an extended magic trick in relation to this card game thing. Honestly, I took a little break. I was setting up, I got a new alarm clock. I was working on that back in the bedroom. I came back, I was like, what the hell is even happening right here? I just wanted to see some cool stuff, right? Yeah. And then they were having technical difficulties. Like the videos they were trying to show were like glitchy and laggy. But they eventually showed it, and then they eventually showed the Borderlands 3 trailer, and that thing looked fucking badass, okay? Yeah. That was, like, could have skipped everything else and just shown that trailer, because it looked really cool. It's exciting. I've only ever played Tales from the Borderlands, and then just, like, a little bit of the first one, so I'm not familiar with these characters, but I'm sure, like, people who are would see people and be like, oh my god, it's that person, oh my god, it's that person, you know? There was some woman who had this real cool looking ability where she like flexed and like all these like phantom arms come out of her, and she looked badass. Everybody looked pretty badass. I thought it looked cool. Cody, what did you think?
Oh yeah, I'm with you 100%. Like I thought this game looks amazing. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to play it. I'm gonna finally beat a Borderlands game. Like this is my goal here.
Yeah.
I think so. Like the 4 like starting characters are all new characters. Those aren't like there are like returning characters. Like there's a character named Lilith who's been in all the games, and then like the antagonists, the twins, are new characters. But yeah, the like characters you play as, the one who flexes. There's like a robot who has not animals but like pets.
I thought it was a woman inside a mech suit.
That's another character.
Oh,
There's
okay.
just a robot character who has like, pets.
I like pets.
Like a little British dude. I think his name is Zane.
Just a random little British dude. He's really powerful. Really, believe us, it's fine.
But yeah, I'm excited for this. Like everything was cool. Like they're marketing the hell out of this. Like,
well, and the one thing that they were showing was all these different worlds that you're gonna go to. Yeah. So I guess like you're getting off Pandora, like the main world for like the first time, really. And the scenery looked really cool. So I think it'd be really interesting to go try that stuff out. So yeah, and like it seems like they're gonna keep it like on May 1st. They're showing like a huge gameplay reveal thing. So like we're gonna be hearing about Borderlands 3 for a while. It seems like they're really like hyping this thing up, and like I'm excited for it. I can't wait to play it. Yeah, I think it'd be fun. So, did you want to talk about? We were having a discussion in our Discord because they released the pricing for some of these special editions and the collector editions. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to look at these, so why don't you go over it? Okay, well, Unfortunately, I don't know the full pricing. It was like in the U.S. this collector's edition was like over $150, I believe. But, you know, our friend Meg's Australia, things are more expensive in Australia. She showed us for them, it's like $350 for this collector's edition. And that's just like blowing my mind that like something is that expensive and that people are actually going to pay for that. Because, I mean, I don't know how much it is in Australia, but I mean, that's a console. That's like a nice console, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just, wow.
In my head, I feel like the Borderlands collector's editions are actually usually worth it, though. Because, like, I want to say one of them straight up came in, like, one of the chests that you open in-game to get loot out of. Like, that's what it was. Like, you open it and, like, the game is there and, like, there's some physical stuff. Yeah. And, like, that always seemed kind of worth it. Like, when there's something that makes it worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, collector's editions that are like, here's the game and the statue that's going to break on you in, like, 2 weeks. And it's, like, $100. It's like, fuck, no, I can't do that. Can't be pulling those anymore.
Or like the Fallout 76 where they give you the bag that's the shitty bag.
That's just a trash bag, pretty much. Yeah.
Do you want to have our question real quick?
Yeah, we can do that question real quick.
Okay, because while we were talking about this, Byron. I'm sorry, wait, we were going to call him something. Byron. He hated that, but hey, it happens. He wrote us a 2-part question. Number 1, have you ever bought a collector's edition for any game? If so, what was it? And 2, which collector's edition have you wanted to buy? If so, what game was it? Cody, do you have any that you've bought?
The only collector edition I've ever bought. So actually, I bought it like a year after it came out. So I bought the Overwatch collector's edition, like when it was on sale at GameStop. It was on sale, and I got my employee discount because that was when I worked at GameStop for the holidays. So it was like $60.
Nice.
And I got it bumped up to like $40. And it came with a Soldier 76 statue, some postcards, the art book, and then the game was for Xbox One, and I gave it to my brother so my niece could play it on Xbox. Yeah, like I've thought about buying collector's editions before. Like, I think the Destiny 2 one, I debated it really heavily because I was like, ooh, kind of want that. God of War, I really debated because that statue of Kratos and wow, I'm blanking on the boy's name.
Atreus?
Atreus. I just blanked on that name so hard. I was like, Kratos and boy?
And boy?
I was like, wait,
that's really what you need to call him. So.
Yeah. I really debated that one. And then there haven't been any really recently I've debated. Yeah. But, like, those two, I was definitely like, ooh, kind of want those. What about you?
I'm not really a big collector. Like, I don't like collect things and have things around. So I haven't really been tempted by collector's editions of games. Like, I'm usually just like, I just want to play the game. But I will tell you this, I did buy the collector's edition of the Lost TV show, the full series, and actually I have it here. Let me show you. So this is my Lost.
Oh damn!
And it's this like little pyramid shaped thing. It's really cool. So of course it came with the full season of stuff. Here's a little map of the island on the inside. It came with a little flashlight that's a blue light, and you had to like use it to see clues on here to let you know that this thing turns, and there's a hidden compartment, and there's like some DVD in here. I don't remember. It's probably like some type of special features. I'm sure I watched it back when I got it, but obviously this is quite old. But yeah, and then it also has some type of like, in like the last season, I think, of Lost, you see like way back when, like a long time ago on the island, and there were these guys and they played some game, and so this has like the stones and these sticks that go with that game. I don't know if I ever actually looked into how that works. There was like this little letter, this like weathered looking letter from like, I think from the old times, and then an ankh, which also has a secret compartment with a little scroll that has something in it. I don't remember what that is. I'm not going to pull it out right now. But it had some pretty cool stuff. And I love Lost. So, and I wanted the full series. anyway. So I thought it was worth it. It still sits out on my little coffee table. But yeah, I feel like it was a good investment. So
yeah.
And it's cool to look at. So yeah, that's my only one.
Ooh, I will say, when they released Friday the 13th, the game physically, they had that collection edition. The only thing that stopped me from buying it was I already own the mask.
Yeah.
I was like, I really just wanted the poster inside.
Yeah.
And I own the game digitally, so I was just like, it's not really worth it to buy. But I thought about that one real hard. I was like, ooh, do I want that one? I don't know. Sometimes those collection editions are just they're just too expensive sometimes. And in my head, I'm like, oh, pre-order from GameStop and just pay off a little bit here and there. But then I forget, and then the day comes and they're like, hey, we want $100 from you, and I'm like, go fuck yourself. But yeah. All right, so yeah, Borderlands 3 and Collection Edition.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna talk real quick about Kotaku. Jason Schreier released a article about Anthem and what went wrong, and he also released a video. I watched the video, Sam watched the video and read the article, and it just kind of highlights why Anthem didn't I guess meet expectations, but also why everything that was going on behind the scenes, and it kind of shined a light on a lot of things how a couple things that really stood out for me is how bad it is that EA is forcing people to use the Frostbite engine for things that the Frostbite engine should not be used for.
And also just the resources to get help with the Frostbite engine, they go to the moneymakers, Battlefields and FIFA or whatever, and other games do not get the support that they need when they need it because of that. So, and
how there was really no clear vision for what Anthem was.
It was constantly changing. They couldn't get it figured out. So it had a 6 to 7 year production cycle really, but then the actual making the game happened in the last 18 months, which is crazy. That explains a lot. And they were saying that, towards the end, because they had a deadline, EA said this has to launch by the end of our fiscal year, so it has to come out, ready or not. But developers were saying that the game wasn't even in a fully playable state, so they couldn't play it through and test it to see how stuff fully worked, because it wasn't all the way put together yet.
And then just the kind of a very apparent crunch and stress that a lot of these developers BioWare lost a lot of developers and workers during the process of Anthem being made because of how bad it was.
They lost people who just left, but then also a significant number of people were apparently having to go on stress leave, which is just like a mental health break. Their doctors were kind of forcing them to get out of this environment so that they could get back to a normal state. So people were taking weeks or months off to try to get themselves in an okay state, which is just if that's happening, obviously it's fucked up. That's not okay. You shouldn't need to do that in your work environment. So it's just it was a shocking read. It was an emotional read. I was reading through this stuff and I was getting choked up, seeing all the stuff that these people went through trying to get this game put out. And it's just I'm really glad that Jason wrote the article so that we can all really understand what happened. And other people on Twitter have been saying things substitute the name BioWare for my company or other companies, and this is a common story, which is just we're trying to get this more out in the open, and more people are understanding what really goes into making our games. But it's horrifying.
Then, I think today when we were recording this, Jason had an article in the New York Times about how video games need to have a union. And, it makes sense. Because the amount of stuff you go through just to one day wake up and hey, company's folded.
Mm-hmm. And you get nothing. Yeah. Good luck. Yeah.
The 80-hour work weeks you were doing or for nothing. That really sucks. I think the very telling thing also about this is just the initial response BioWare put out, which is definitely like it felt like it was just like EA and like being like, hey, you guys have to put a statement out about this. It was very just kind of like, we don't agree with like bringing other people down. We believe in like positivity, not negativity. And it's like, you didn't read the article. You just you saw the headline.
And here's the thing. So this is an extremely long article. I think it probably took me about 40 minutes to read through it. I read kind of fast. So like 40 minutes to an hour is probably how long it might take you to read this article. And they released their statement like 15 minutes after the article was published. So it's like you really couldn't read through all of that and have your thoughts put together. I think they had previously kind of gotten some bullet points about stuff that was going to be addressed in the article, but like they didn't have time to read the full article and form a response. So there was some other article today, I think Casey Hudson, who is one of the leads of BioWare, who came back actually to help with this. He was saying that they want to make changes, they want to make things better, and they're committed to working on that. So that was like a much more positive statement than the one BioWare had originally released. So hopefully, shining a light on it will get changes. I don't know. Like, is stuff gonna change? It's such a
I think it will,
hard
just because of how, like, what was it, like 2 weeks ago? Was it EA or Microsoft laid off like a bunch of people, and it was like the week after GDC or something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't Microsoft. I don't remember who it was. I think it was EA.
I feel like with these things coming a common occurrence, like we're gonna get video game unions very soon.
Definitely, yeah.
We definitely hope, because like it's rough. Like, it's terrible that can happen to you.
Yeah, well, and part of what the article was saying also was like there was this idea of BioWare magic, in quotes there, which is the way that they would operate on most of their games. Is they would stuff would be on fire, and then at the very end everything would come together just the way it needed to get it out. Like, that was like the latest Dragon Age game came out that way, and like it was great and everything was fine. And so they just, like, in any game they expect that that's what's going to happen, is that it can be a shit show leading up to it, but at the end somehow it's magically going to come together. And like, as I was reading that, I was like, this sounds exactly like the Fire Festival documentaries that I was watching. Like, it was just like how did they think this was going to be okay? But yeah, man, I feel really bad for Anthem. I feel really bad for all of the people who worked on it and put all this effort into it, to just like the developers would bring stuff up to management and they would get overruled. They would be like, that doesn't matter, we've got to ship it, so we're just going to deal with whatever we've got. And having to deal with that. The
fact that they weren't allowed to use the word destiny, because that was a bunch of fucking, like, what? Okay.
Yeah, whatever. Like, they weren't even allowed to talk about Destiny, so like the developers couldn't bring up a point like, oh, Destiny does this well, or Destiny doesn't do this well, so we should do this differently. Like, they weren't allowed to say that, which is just ridiculous, because I mean, you have to check in with your competition and see what's going on, But yeah, it's just it's a really sad situation. They're still working on Anthem, and hopefully, stuff will get into a better state. People will give it a chance again. I kind of want to get a group together and just like have 4 of us and go in and play it again and just like be like, what, let's just give this another try. They've made some updates.
I think it'll have its No Man's Sky.
Hopefully, yeah. Yeah. Because Mass Effect Andromeda, that was the last one, right? That was the one. They fixed stuff on that, and people came around and are now like, that's a great game now. They fixed all the problems. It's okay. So hopefully Anthem will get fixed up that way as well. So, yeah. But.
All right. Real quick, we're going to do one more news, and we're going to do a question. All right. So there's this debate around Sekiro, Saturday Twice, about should an easy mode be put in to a game like this, where it is definitely about the challenge. I have a very quick response to this. Yeah, I think an easy mode should go into it, because guess what? You can still play on your challenging mode, and that's fine. But it's a beautiful game, and maybe someone wants to experience it, but they don't have the, like, say they're old, and they don't have, like, the finger strength to do it, or say they have a disability, but they still want to experience the game. Just put a fucking easy mode in. It doesn't hurt you. It's not gonna fucking... It's not the end of the world if they have an easy mode. That's my thought on it. You can say.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you say. I think it would be great if everything did. But, like, thinking about this has got me thinking about, like, other things. Like, we're talking about Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, right? But, I mean, this can apply to a lot of different games as well. Division 2 doesn't have settings for difficulty. Destiny doesn't have settings for difficulty. Cuphead doesn't, you know? So, like, it's not like this is a limited thing. There's a lot of games out there that don't do that. And it's just like kind of the state that I'm in right now when I think about it is it's just like, do you want everyone to play your game, or do you really not want everyone to play your game? Because, I mean, you know, a company can say, of course we want everyone to play our game, but really you don't if you're setting it up in certain ways where just some people just are not going to be able to play your game because of either physical disabilities or just because of how they are as a gamer. You know, like, people have a skill threshold. Like, I'm never going to be as good at first-person shooters as Cody is. Like, I could spend hours and hours practicing, and my hands would be so sore that I couldn't move before I would reach that level. So it's just like, there's just so much you can do. And it's just, you know, they don't want everyone to play their game. It's like, you can say, like, yeah, I want everyone to be able to play this game, but we didn't put subtitles in it. So, I mean, really, we don't want hearing impaired people to play our game. Like, we're not going to put in that effort. We don't care about that. So it's just like, kind of like, oh, like, just thinking about that and how much a developer really wants you or not. It's just like, yeah. So it really makes me appreciate games that do make the effort. You know, like Celeste. It's a hard as nails game, but it wanted everyone to be able to play it. So they put in the assist mode so truly everyone can play it. I finished the game. And so, like, if I can do it, yeah, anyone can do it. Falcon Age is the new game that's coming out next week. And they had their game set, and then they got feedback where people were like, you know, the combat, a lot of people can't handle this. They're not going to be able to get through it. So they were like, okay, well, we'll make this new mode where combat is completely optional. Enemies just don't see you, so you can engage with them if you want to. Otherwise, you can just walk right by, and so you don't even have to fight if you don't want to. And it's just stuff like that that just feels really nice. So, like, when a developer makes the effort and really says, we do want everyone to play these games, we do want everyone to be together, it's a really great feeling. And so, you know, some developers are just going to do what they're going to do, and that can suck sometimes, but I think it's important to just celebrate the ones that are doing good, because, like, you know, reward those as much as you can. Hopefully more will pick up on it and want to do the same thing. But, you know, until then, it's kind of sucks for people. So, yeah. But yeah.
All right. And then we have one listener question we've been sitting on for a while. Friend Megs wants to know, which is worse, the worst X-Men movie or the worst Fantastic Four movie? But we're also going to say which one is the best one, because we're all about positivity around here.
Exactly. You got to counterbalance that negativity.
And so to counterbalance that negativity, let's start it off real quick.
And real quick,
Fantastic Four movies were dog shit. They're dog shit.
Cody didn't even want to answer this question because he thought there was no room for a debate, because you think all of the Fantastic Four movies are just crap. But my opinion, the worst out of all of them is X-Men Apocalypse.
Really?
It was such a disappointment, because, like, I like the X-Men movies, like, I really like the stuff, and I feel like there were just so many wasted opportunities there for some of the characters. Like, I mean, honestly, I did not like Oscar Isaac at all as Apocalypse. He just felt like stiff and weird in it. It was disappointing. And I can say with the Fantastic Four movies, I had fun watching those movies. I'm like, all right, they're not great movies, but they were fun. Fucking Chris Evans as the Human Torch,
right.
A+. Yeah. Okay, that movie, it gets a pass, because that's great. The sequel to that, I don't really remember it, but, like, it was fine. You know, I didn't, like...
Galactus was a giant tornado in space.
It wasn't memorable enough for me to dislike it strongly, so it gets a pass. The latest Fantastic Four movie, I liked it. I mean, it had its faults, but I was like, yeah, I had fun watching it. It was fine. But yeah, so X-Men Apocalypse is the one where I'm just like, no, man. I didn't
Not
care
what I
for
expected.
it.
I thought you were going to end with an X-Men Origins Wolverine, maybe, and I was like...
No, that was fine.
I think that movie's fine up until, like, the end, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. All right, so what's the best of the best? Obviously, it's not a Fantastic Four movie.
It's not a Fantastic Four movie, sorry. I think the best one for me... Ooh. See, I like to separate
There's the
Logan.
best, and then there's your favorite.
Can we do both?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, I think best is Logan.
Yes, absolutely.
Logan's such a fucking good... I've only seen Logan once because I don't want to cry again about it.
It's so good. But it's hard on your heart, so...
Favorite... I feel like I really love First Class. Like,
that's what I was gonna say. That's
First
my
Class
favorite.
Is a really good movie. Like,
I really like it.
Like, after X-Men 3, First Class is what we fucking needed. Because X-Men 3 was rough.
Yeah, but I mean, I really like James McAvoy.
Yeah.
I really like. I don't think I really knew who Michael Fassbender was before this movie, but I really liked him in that. I forget her name, Jennifer Mystique. That's her name.
Lawrence?
Shit. Yes,
Jennifer
I liked her as Mystique. It was.
I like her in First Class. I love her, but like after that, she's gotten a little much, and I think they should really just kind of.
Well, I mean, the stuff could happen in Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, Dark Phoenix is coming out. Yeah.
I don't know. Which also, I'm super excited about that movie. Like, I get more and more excited each new trailer that comes out. But yeah, X-Men First Class. It's a good movie.
It's a good one.
It's a really good movie. So, that's our favorite. Logan is the best. So, it's so good. So, yeah.
Honorable mention to that first Deadpool movie. Like,
yeah.
Really good.
Yeah,
really good.
Definitely. It's a good movie. But yeah.
All right. That's going to do it. That's the show, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. You got to hear about some games we love and some games we hate. Fucking Power Rangers. God damn it. I'm thinking about it again. All right. So, you can find us on Twitter and Facebook at Geek Games. You can write into us through email at contact@geekgames.com. You can find our YouTube videos at geekgames.com/YouTube. You can find our Twitch streams, which you'll be able to watch the archive. Oh, wait, no, we're not streaming that. Never mind.
I'm probably not going to stream Friday the 13th. It's hard.
Who cares? All right, you can find our Twitch streams, which we'll eventually do some more of, at twitch.tv/geekgames. You can find our merch, which we have a new shirt, the Geek Art Club, up at geekgames.com/shirts. You can find our Discord channel at geekgames.com/Discord. You can leave us a review on iTunes, Spotify. Give us a like on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter. On Twitch. Yeah, Twitter. I mean, you can follow us on Twitter, too. We appreciate all the ways you can support us that way. Anything else, Sam?
No, you got it.
All right. Doing good. All right. I am at Comic Cody on Twitter. Sam, where can they find you?
Also on Twitter at SKSUVAK.
Hell yeah. All right. That's going to do it. Have a great week, you guys. We hope you have a fun one. Sam, take it away.
We're just two geeks who heart games. Do-do-do-do-do. It's not Morphin time.
It's not. So, Sam, we got this community night coming up. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be there. And, like, someone's got to be there to represent Jason Voorhees.
Oh, you're bringing in a ringer?
You got to be it. Like, I need you to... But don't worry. I did some research.
Okay.
And I found out a way to transfer my powers as Jason Voorhees to you.
Okay.
So I got my Jason Voorhees mask.
Okay.
And I got some coagulated blood. It's gonna be okay. Just roll with it. I shipped you some of this. It should be in the mail tomorrow. We're recording this before community night, so
Yeah.
you have to eat this.
All of it?
It's like medicine. If you just do it all at once, it goes away quickly. You know? Don't. It tastes really bad. Anyways.
Can I is it? How you said coagulated? Is it chunky? Like, what's the?
Oh yeah, it's like that's me hitting it on my desk.
That's what she said. No, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay, so where did this blood come from?
Guatemala. You'd be amazed what you can buy on Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I have to do an incantation, just so you know. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So if you can just close your eyes, I want you to picture a lake. Some would say a crystal lake.
Okay.
And imagine dead teenagers everywhere. All right.
Okay.
So in the name of the mother, Camp Crystal Lake, and the machete, I, Cody Tetrick, living version of Jason Voorhees, now transfer my powers as a Jason Voorhees killer in Friday the 13th the game to you, Sam Suvak. And if you will now just take it all in and eat that coagulated blood when it comes in, I believe this will work. Yes,
I feel it. Like, I feel it flowing through. I just want to go kill people right now. Is this how you feel? Like, normally? On a normal basis? Like, you just have to, like, rein it in? Because it's just like, murder wants to happen.
I read about this. Yeah, I read about this. This is bad.
I haven't even had the blood yet.
You need to... Okay, when the blood gets there, just throw it out. Just don't eat it.
Oh, but I want to eat it now.
Ah, shit. Alright, well, fuck.
Oh my god. Maybe Aloy will catch me a bird and I'm just gonna drink its blood tonight.
Shit, I fucked up, guys.